Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to a short video. I guess it's kind of like I don't really know what you would quantify this as. I don't know if it's like a rant video or if it's just something that I just had to get out my mind. But real quick, as you can see in the background, you do have the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero gameplay. It's just background noise for your viewing pleasure. I have a couple clips that I'm probably just going to be scrolling through as I'm talking, but again, it's just a rant video. If you like this kind of video, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the noti bell for more. Matter of fact, just leave a like. Just leave a like. You know, it lets me know that you like the video. Subscribe if you would like to see more, and that's it. I ain't gonna make you comment and all that other stuff. Just like and sub. But there's a topic that's been going around on X, aka Twitter, for a long time, and the discourse is becoming very, very disheartening. It's becoming very disingenuous. Surrounding not only Sparking Zero, but just anime games, period. And people basically are saying, for those that don't know, that Sparking Zero is so bad and they've fallen off so much from Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and how the game has so many issues. And there was a game in particular. Let me just pull up X really quickly because I need to find this tweet. Okay, so someone was playing the old Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and someone said, I'm not going to mention this person's name. I don't know if they would want attention or not, but it doesn't matter. Someone basically said Sparking Zero should have released in October 2025. It could have been so much better and just failed to be as good as BT3. Such a shame how they handled the game. That is the initial tweet, to which my response was, the game isn't bad. If anything, BT3 had worse issues, and we only see Sparking Zero's issues because of social media and newbies who just started having a voice. And then someone said that Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is 20 years old and all this other stuff. All of this, that's like the irrelevant part. It doesn't matter that Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is 20 years old. The fact is that anime games, even up to this day, still have the same fundamental issues. Whether it's coming down to DLC, whether it's coming down to game modes, whether it's coming down to actual gameplay. You have moves that you can spam. You have infinite combos that you can do constantly. I recently played Storm Connections on stream on Twitch, and like that had some of the same problems. Like Storm Connections still has the same fundamental issues as Storm 1, Storm 2, Storm 3, Storm 4. Anime games in general, period, are not really meant to be these balanced games that you guys want Tekken or Guilty Gear to be. Like, anime games have always had a unorthodox, unbalanced style to them. And to me, it doesn't make sense to wish that they would just make everything so balanced and, make everything, I don't know what the word is, like, I guess not realistic, because it's not real to begin with, but y'all want things to change so that it benefits you because you don't know how to combat it. And I feel like that's lame. And then someone else said, I'm sorry, I'm reading. Someone else said that, which is why it's the problem, because devs keep releasing half-ass products. That is an issue, but that's an issue with every game now. Every game is a half-ass product if we're going to go by that metric. You don't get a game with everything already on it, and then they give you some things that they wasn't going to put in the game. That's really what DLC was. If people don't No, at least that's the way that I got it. DLC was the dev saying, hey, we were not going to put this in the game, but because so many people have asked for it, we're going to now put this in the game, but you do have to pay for it. And people was cool with paying for it because it was things that did not make it to the game, or it was things like characters that they weren't going to put in this game, but they were going to put in the next one, and people didn't want to wait for the next one. So it's like, okay, we're going to give you this now, but you have to pay for it because that's what it is. DLC for this game, for Sparking Zero, hasn't been the best. No, it hasn't been the greatest. However, I also don't think it's been bad. Like, I don't think Sparking Zero has been a bad game. I don't think it's been horrible. The things that needed to be fixed were combat issues, like fighting mechanic issues, ultimates issues, health bar issues, things that has always been the thing with Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi series. Like, if you played the older games, you knew that the fusions had more health. You knew the giants had more health. You knew that certain characters that was just overly strong and overpowered had more health. So when this game came out, it's not like it was something new. It was like, oh, they have more health. Huh. That's a problem, because if I want to use Nail and someone picks Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, well, I'm probably going to get mopped because Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the show is stronger, is way eon stronger than Nail. But I want to have fun, which I understand that. But realistically, the meta was going to be the meta anyway. Everybody called out the meta before Sparking Zero came out. Everybody said, yo, on ranked, it's going to be a lot of MUIs, it's going to be a lot of Whis, a lot of Beerus, a lot of fusions. Everybody already knew that. And that's what happened. So they fixed the health bar issue. Now you still have people that use MUI, still use fusions, because fusions are still strong. But you are voluntarily putting yourself at a disadvantage when it comes to picking a weaker character, knowing that people are going to pick strong characters. And should that be a thing? Probably not. But again, anime fighters have always been that. You pick the strongest characters. There are very seldom people, or very few people, that will pick characters that they actually like. There's a good chunk of people that will do that, but then you have to now learn how to combat those characters that people pick just because they want to be OP and they want to get to a certain rank. Like, you gotta learn how to combat that. I'm not saying that it's fair, and I'm not saying that it's fun. Sometimes it ain't fun, but guess what? You gotta do it. If you want to play the game, you have to do it. If you don't want to play the game, don't play the game. But people saying that, Sparking Zero is where we draw the line when it comes to anime games. Bro, all anime games, one, do not have a long lifespan. They don't have a long lifespan. That's with every anime game. People are only talking about Sparking Zero the way they're talking about it because, one, it was heavily promoted from the Budokai Tenkaichi team. It was heavily promoted because of nostalgia and because we were used to it. And and if you played BT3, then you already knew what was coming with the game. Like, you knew what this game was inevitably going to be. You already knew. If you played any of the older games, you knew what was coming. Like, go back and look at some of them older games. And then somebody said, well, it was 20 years ago, they couldn't have fixed it. No, because in fixing the thing, for example, when you turn somebody around and then you do the combos, they call it back shots. And when you do the combo where someone's back is turned, I'm sorry, that's my food. I'm about to eat. Anyway. So anyway, when you do that, if you were to fix or change how that works, you are fundamentally changing the game. It's not the same game now because it's built its reputation and foundation off of you being able to do that. That's not something that they would do. The same way that Storm didn't fundamentally change how you play the game. Demon Slayer didn't fundamentally change how you play the game. You're still playing the game the same way. You can still do certain ults in tandem. You can still spam things. Anime games are where you go to spam things. Anime games are party games for the most part. There's never been a competitive anime game, maybe outside of maybe like one of the Ultimate Ninjas. Ultimate Ninjas or Clash of Ninja. I remember they had like Clash of Ninja tournaments. But Dragon Ball Z, maybe Burst Limit, because Burst Limit was a little more I guess foundational. Like you couldn't just like spam. But you had Burst Limit, and then you inevitably had Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Those are only two games. Oh yeah, and of course BT3 had tournaments. But anime games are meant for you to do wacky stuff. It's not meant for you to be on Tekken 8's technical competitive level. Like, that's not what it is. Anime games have a fundamental issue of being a little too lore accurate. And lore accurate, I mean in terms of movement. Excuse me. Sorry. In terms of being a little too lore accurate in terms of movement, fighting style, ults, speed, having to react to certain things, just all around. Like anime, like people can point out something from a certain anime that they don't like, right? They can do that. The same thing with anime fighters. Anime fighters are games that yes, you can point out flaws in. But at the end of the day, they all have the same fundamental issue. I don't hear people talking about any of the One Piece games because they haven't brought out a new one. I saw people talk trash about Connections, Spark and Zero, Demon Slayer. Like, yo, anime games are really mainly described as anime games. Like, it's not really okay. I forgot what this was. What is this? Did I fight this? Okay, nah. Thankfully, I caught that. But like, anime games are mainly speed, spam, movement, ults, flash. Like, that's what it is. That's why people call Tekken 8 and a brand new anime game, because now it's doing what anime games are known to do. That was crazy. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that if you don't like playing Spark and Zero, stop playing the game. Like, stop playing the game. That's really the solution to all of this. If you don't like a certain game and you don't like how it's moving and you don't like how it's playing and you don't know and you don't like how it's making you feel, stop playing it. Stop playing the game. Like bro, the game is out. It's not gonna go nowhere. It's not going anywhere. Stop playing the game. Because you crying and complaining about how a game is that has historically been this way. Like the game is faithful to its core audience. The people that have enjoyed BT3, BT2, those people were kids or teenagers around the time that game came out. That's a 20-year-old game. I would be 9 playing that. 9, 10, 11, 12 playing that. Right? So yeah, as you get older, we as originals, vets playing that game, we feel different than everybody that's sitting there talking about, oh, well, you know, this game is so bad, this game is so trash. Y'all call everything trash. Y'all call every game trash that don't let you do what you want to do. However, when you look at other creators, they somehow can do what you've been trying to do, which is crazy in itself. It's a skill issue. It is a goddamn skill issue. Sparking Zero is a skill issue. Any other anime fighting game that you play and you just can't seem to succeed in, it is a skill issue, and that is okay. It's a brain. It's a brain issue. You gotta have a different type of brain to play this. You gotta have a different type of thinking process to play this. Like, there's a video on my channel right now where I fought a Z rank and I beat the Z rank, and he was really good. He's really good. I'm not saying that I could beat the Z rank over and over and over again, but I beat him, and he's really good. It takes a different type of brain to play anime games. Anime games are not for the weak-hearted. They're not for the weak-minded. They're not for the overly sensitive. Sorry if that sounds away, but get over it, or stop playing the fucking game. Like, it ain't that deep. Stop playing the game. If it don't suit you, stop playing it. But anime fighters, at the end of the day, have always had the fundamental issue, especially arena fighters. You can spam moves. You can, certain mechanics are bugged. It happens, especially in Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all today. Hope y'all enjoyed this rant. Matter of fact, leave a if you made it this far, tell me what you think about anime fighting games. Whether it's this one, whether it's Naruto. And don't just tell me what you think, but tell me what you think they should be able to do to fix it. Let's come up with some solutions. If you think that there's a problem, come up with a solution. Tell me some of the solutions down below. Anyway, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Oh, we got Gotham Knights coming this week. We got Gotham Knights coming back this week, me and Drew. And I may even have some other uploads because I wanna do like a little cleanse. Also, real quick, I know I said this last thing. Sorry, real quick. I will probably be launching a second channel that has to do with games that I've always wanted to play, but didn't really build like the channel around it. Like story games, maybe some horror games here and there. One of them is Alien Isolation. Never played Alien Isolation before. I would like to play that. Maybe some Souls-like games. Story-driven games. Fighting games will probably be on this channel. I'll probably end up changing the name to this channel slightly. Maybe not. Maybe not, actually. Because True Kang is who I am truly. And then the second channel will be story-related games that I want to play for my enjoyment type of deal. You feel what I'm saying? That might be a stream type thing. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more if you want to stay up to date with everything. And I'm out.